This clip is from a live training that I recently delivered for Omniscient Insights. This is the stance that I teach in corporate environments to help people to regulate themselves, become more observant, and to feel more confident and in control. It's based on the traditional Wuji posture, which I have a full video on, which I'll put up here and I'll put in the description below as well. I've adapted the Wuji posture so that it can be used in everyday situations. Whether you're walking into a meeting, a crowded place, or just anywhere that you want to feel more grounded and in control. As you watch the video, it's best to stand up and go through the posture as I describe it, and then practice it a few times. The best way to do that is to video yourself or to do it in front of a mirror, and then take the stance out and test it in the real world. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them below. So this stance is a variation of the Wuji stance, which is a traditional martial arts stance. I use this every single day to just balance, to regulate, and there's a lot of internal martial arts that goes into it, but what we're going to do with it is use it to recenter ourselves, ground ourselves, control our breathing, and then open up our awareness. So the stance itself, usually when people go into a building, especially if you're trying to observe everything, you go in and you start to scan. So you can do two variations of the scan. One is just a rapid scan where it's kind of like an excited dog, you're just looking at everything. Or you can do what I would call like a Z scan, where you scan across the room in like a Z. When you do that, you're controlling what you're doing. You can also do it a lot more structured than whenever you're scanning like that. You can scan and structure it a lot better. And you can do that scan with your body. So it just looks like I'm just swaying, but I'm controlling what I'm doing. So the stance is basically, the Wuji stance is this. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to go shoulder width apart. So your gates are slightly open. You're going to stack your body so that you're in a higher posture, controlled posture. So your knees are going to be soft, but not bent. So there's just a little tiny bend in them. So if you wanted to walk, you could. Especially ladies need to look out for this. They hyperextend a lot. So then when you go to move, you have to bend to go. But guys who are nervous will lean or they'll shuffle or something like that. So what we want to do is shoulder width apart, hips are relaxed, shoulders are pulled back. The easiest way to do that is just to roll your shoulder and feel where it settles. Or if that doesn't work for you, do the dunno shrug, where if I asked you a question you didn't know the answer to, you'd do that. So you're here, then your chin is up and your head is back. So this position here, the reason we're doing chin up and head back is it sort of focuses you a little bit more. If you're down, your eyes will drop down. Chin up, head back will give you an opportunity to widen your eyes. You're not trying to be super wide, but for the peripheral vision that we're going to work on later, you want to have them pretty wide. So when I walk into a room, I want to look confident. I want to stand more confident. If I talk on stage, if I'm talking on camera and I'm standing talking like this, that's no good. I want to be in a good posture. The last thing we're going to do, it is a mudra, but we're just going to use it as an anchor. So it's just you're pinching and straightening here. So you pinch the thumb and finger, and then you straighten the other ones. Not ridiculously straight, but just at your side straight. And then when you walk and move your hands, you can still use that. This is going to be the last point of engagement when you do the stance. So whenever I set this stance up for myself, I'll do it as soon as I get out of the car, but you can do it just before you get into the building if you want to. Or if you've forgotten, go to the bathroom, do it there. So my first thought is feet planted square, hips are in line, knees are slightly soft, shoulders back, head up. Now, as soon as I do that, and when you try this in a minute, you'll notice your peripheral vision just slightly widens. And then I scan around. So as I'm scanning, I would have my hands, I'm not going to be robotic with it. They're still relaxed, but the pinch is still there. They can be at your side or relaxed. So one last time then we're going to go over it. About shoulder width apart. Doesn't have to be exact. Your knees are soft, your hips are stacked, your shoulders are back but not forced back. They're just in the dunno shrug position. Your chin is up and your head is back a little. That'll lift your chest as well, just a much better posture. And then you're doing your pinch.